Hi, I'm Becky Dietz. Thank you for joining me at Coffee with Becky. You know, I've just been thinking about how overwhelming it is right now in these days. There's so much going on. I have a very good friend who's on a ventilator with COVID. I have a cousin who's in ICU with COVID. There's so many disturbing things that are going on today, aren't there? And it's when I read about the other things on Facebook, like the earthquake in Haiti or the hurricane in Louisiana that went all the way up to New Jersey, it's almost like my mind can't even take it in. I think we've reached a time where we're so inundated with news and with information that our minds just can't take it all in. I think it's even different than it was in Jesus' day, because even though there were things that were going on with the disciples and with Jesus, it was localized. It was their area. They knew they were being persecuted, but they were carrying each other's burdens right there beside them. But now we have a worldview, don't we? And so when I hear about the persecutions that took place in Afghanistan, my mind is already so saturated with needs that it's hard for me to grasp what's happening half a world away. Two verses came to my mind this morning as I was thinking on these things. The first one is John 16:33, and it says this: "These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." Praise God that Jesus has already overcome everything, and that we don't have to carry the heavy burden, because He's carrying that burden if we allow Him to, and He gives us the light burden. The other verse was in Hebrews 12:2, and I think I lost my place. Let me find it. It says, "Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before Him endured the cross, despising the shame, and He sat down at the right hand of God." Jesus endured the cross for us. That wasn't the joy. That was the enduring the shame part. But He overcame. He overcame by the death, but not just the death, but the resurrection, the overcoming of death, the overcoming of sin. And He has joy that's set before us. We can look forward to the day when there is a final victory, can't we? Even though God's given us victory today, that we can depend on Him, we can walk with Him, we can let Him carry that heavy, heavy burden, and we carry that light burden. But I believe that we are in those last days. My friend Robert, that's on a ventilator, was a student of the last days. He loved to talk about the last days. And I believe that even though his mind is at rest, his spirit is expectant. I'm expectant. I believe Jesus is coming soon. But those birth pains are going to become more intense. I don't know about you, but when I gave birth, the labor became more and more intense. The pain was harder, and I couldn't catch a breath. I think we're seeing that. I think it's hard to catch a breath right now. It's hard for me to focus. It's hard for me to take in everything that's going on without just getting overwhelmed. But that's why Jesus gave us the Word. That's why we've got to stay focused on Him, the author and finisher of our faith. We've got to be looking to Him, don't we? I pray that in these days you are able to keep your eyes focused on Jesus, and that we are able to carry one another's burdens and cross that finish line and do it well. God bless you as you face these overwhelming days. Stay focused. Look for the joy.